I wanted to talk for a moment about using a grounding technique called 5 4 3 2 1. This is a technique where you have the client look around and name 5 things they can see, then 4 things they can hear, 3 things they can touch, 2 things they can smell, and 1 thing they can taste. And that may not be the exact correct order, but that's okay. It's basically engaging your 5 senses to help a client ground or orient to the present. Sometimes clients who are highly dissociative have a difficult time trying to do 5 4 3 2 1. There can be a lot of time and energy invested in what is five what, 5 4 what, and in what order, and it becomes very overwhelming. So one of the things that I do with clients when I notice that they are heavily dissociating in session is I might be a little more specific and engaging. So for example, with a client who's on telehealth, they might be holding a pet like a dog or a cat. And I might say, how does the cat feel? What do you notice in the cat's fur? Can you hear the cat purr? And start with something that is very close to them, so that you can slowly work them out of the dissociation, if that's the best thing for them to do in that moment. If you try to just have them look around the room, sometimes that's way too intense. So you want to start with something that's very close. I'd like to give a personal example story of this. So there was a time where I was having severe flashbacks. I was actually driving my car when the flashbacks started, and I was able to get pulled over into a parking lot, and I had reached out to my therapist, who did a kind of a crisis emergency call with me. And she tried to get me to touch the steering wheel, and our 4-year-old alter Jenny very emphatically said, "I don't want to do that." But she just worked with where we at. She asked us what we could feel with our hands, and our hands were kind of wrapped around us, kind of holding ourselves, so we could feel our shirt, right? And so we were able to acknowledge that we felt our shirt. Luckily, that was a shirt that we had stolen from our wife earlier. And so we were like, it's her shirt, which then brought more comforting and reassurance, because then we could tune into the way that our wife makes us feel. And so that was using our 5 senses, right? Using the sense of touch to kind of come back to the present moment and get out of the flashback. So 5 4 3 2 1 is a great tool, but sometimes you have to modify it a little bit, and you might have to give a little bit more direction, and you don't necessarily have to do it in that order, and that's okay.